that it is Steve Young's birthday.
Yes, sir.
We both look great for 57. As a gift, we're giving him NFL questions. So let us start with this. How do you think that a Bill Belichick defense will try to handle the wunderkind Patrick Mahomes?
Well, Bill Belichick, what he does, and he's done it for years, he attacks your friends. It's your receivers. It's Travis Kelce. You're going to see him tackle him, hold him, and the head referee, or the linesman, or they're going to be able to say, they're going to watch it and go, well, I can't call a flag every time. So they'll call 3 or 4. But every time you think Travis Kelce is supposed to be in a spot, Bill Belichick's going to make sure he's not there or quite there or the timing's off. Force him out of the pocket, run around, and then he's just going to hope, because Bill Belichick has not run into a guy like this very often, Aaron Rodgers, other people that can make such great plays, especially down the field. So he's going to be at risk. Bill Belichick knows he's at risk with this kid. But if he can get him off his timing, which is what Bill's favorite thing to do all time, and he'll do it to this. You know what? I think quarterbacks under 25 years old in Foxborough in the Bill Belichick era, 0 for 23. So, good luck.
Whoa, over 23.
That ain't analytics. That's just facts,
over 23.
Let's go from one end, Bill Belichick, to the other, Jason Garrett, Steve, who did not go for it on 4th and 1 in overtime. As a player, your reaction would have been what on the field if that was your coach?
Well, first of all, the overtime's kind of tedious, right? Because if you're going to go for it and then you're going to give them the ball back and then a couple of first downs loses the game, it's a super high risky moment. So to me, do you have a 4th and 1 play? Do you have something you have high confidence in? And if you don't, kick it. I don't care what your players say. I'm not going to put this at risk. But the truth is, most teams today with the offensive kind of centric way of doing it, they got a 4th and 1 play, and most of them make it pretty easily. So in my mind, as a coach, there's more and more pressure now on you because of the nature of the NFL that if it's 4th and 1, you got to go for it because you're expected to be able to have a play that works.
We will stay with the Cowboys, and we will go to the owner, who is the spokesman for the Cowboys more than anybody else. Jerry Jones says that it has been a long time since the Cowboys have had a legitimate number 1 receiver. I guess he didn't think Des Bryant was a number 1 receiver. In the days of spread offenses, how important is it to have a traditional number 1 receiver?
How's that for passive aggressiveness? My gosh. To me, you don't have to have a number 1 receiver that has everything. It'd be great if you did, but you look at the Chiefs. They got a speed guy, they got an underneath guy. As long as you have all the toolkit, that's what you got to have, is all the optionality that a number 1 gives you. You don't have to have it in one guy, but you got to have it in maybe 3 guys. But as long as you have that, you're okay. A number 1 guy, awesome. But there are ways to do it in other ways.
There was a picture from Sunday's game where Aaron Rodgers is standing next to Mason Crosby, clearly trying to whisper in his ear and cheer him up a little bit. When you miss that many kicks, what's the responsibility as a quarterback and team leader, Steve? Did you ever have that situation, and what was it like when you approached your kicker?
I'm telling you, a kicker is such an odd thing, Michael. The kickers practice alone. They're not even hardly. They sit in the buses in the back. They don't. It's almost. And then when they miss a kick, everyone's like, "Who's that? Well, who's this guy? What's he doing? He just lost the game. We don't even know who that is." Great teams have kickers that the team knows. Great teams have kickers that are integrated with the team, and that's true for Crosby. He is respected and one of the guys. So everyone felt for him. They did not respond to him like a lot of teams do. Like, get rid of that guy. We need a guy that kicks field goals. They'll forgive him. But 5, that is a day when you just wonder to yourself, what have I done wrong? But I love that Aaron Rodgers showed the rest of the team, the rest of the world, and his team, we got your back.
I'm of the opinion that the Cleveland Browns are the most over-talked about team in the history of sports the last 2 years. Nonetheless, Hugh Jackson warned his Browns players not to get caught up in the hoopla from bandwagon fans. What kind of bandwagon is that? But let's talk about hearing too much praise. Is that a legit problem, or is that something that's overstated, particularly with all the media today?
Michael, the problem with the NFL is that there's a game every 7 days. Baseball, basketball every 2 or 1 day. It doesn't matter. Like, you can't get the hoopla going. Again, you have to play into all the momentum. Football, 7 days, the whole perception of a team, who you are, how you feel about yourself, what people think of you, really does affect the locker room. And the whole world thinks that you're going to lose. You can say the coach can have a great play, great game plan, big speech, and the rest of the team's like, yeah, no, but we already had 7 days that we're going to lose. I don't know if we're going to make it. So to me, it can affect football. And you got to be careful. Now, do I need Hugh Jackson with a couple of wins to kind of warn people about, let the hoopla ride. Let everyone jump on who's possible, man. The Cleveland Browns have been bad for so long. Why even bring it up? But I do understand every 7 days, perception does matter.
I will get you out of here on this. It's the Eagles and the Giants tonight, which is a great rivalry, except when the records are terrible like this. What interests you about this game?
I want to see Saquon Barkley play. I mean, we don't get to see that. Phenomenal. I want to see OBJ do something on the field or sometime with a camera on him that says to me, I kind of get that I am the face of not just the Giants but the league, and I'm going to do things that bring my teammates together. I'm going to do things that help us win, not just on the field by catching touchdowns, but just how I am as a leader. That's more important than obviously the Eagles reclaiming in some sense that we can go do this again. Because, obviously it's been rough. I mean, 9 turnovers, 11 drop balls, 43 penalties. This is a team that needs to get, solidified very quickly, and no better time than do it on national TV.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you for using the word optionality. That made me very happy. You don't hear that much on the show, optionality. I like that.
You're easy. You're easy.
Let's take one last break. Still to come. Does it make sense for Tiger and Phil to not sell tickets to their showdown?
And could Habib really quit the UFC if his teammate gets fined for punching Conor McGregor?
Happy birthday, Steve.
You guys are the best.
He looks 10 years younger than he is, doesn't he?
Yes, he looks 30 years younger than us.
Yeah.
Yes,
Tell
he
my
does.
wife. Tell my wife.